Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, daily news, what's going on in Washington, D.C., the United States, money, investing, and the next stimulus package, which has been announced at $3.5 trillion. But we literally have one senator, Senator Joe Manchin from the Democrats, who is pretty much separating from his own Democratic Party and wants the package to be $1.5 trillion. And his own Democratic Party is bashing him, saying, "What are you talking about? The package is supposed to be $3.5 trillion." We're going to give you the latest details of that, as well as the national debt ceiling that needs to be raised, or the government is going to default. We'll be hearing from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on that, as well as a petition from the Senior Citizens League for a new $1,400 stimulus check. That's right. We're getting a lot of pressure being put on Congress to add in stimulus checks and stimulus items into this package here at the last moment, as they're starting to craft the bill and put items into this package. There will be multiple different stimulus provisions or stimulus items in this bill. We just don't know what they're going to be, how they're going to work. Child tax credits, adult tax credits, a possible fourth stimulus check, multiple different stimulus provisions, and Congress is getting a lot of pressure from a lot of groups of people right now to put different stimulus checks or stimulus provisions into this package here at the last moment, as things are really heating up here. So I'm going to give you the latest details of what is going on here in our country in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. If you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us, and let's jump right in. The Senior Citizens League is sending out a petition to Congress to provide a $1,400 stimulus check to all Social Security recipients. Yes, and they're going to send it to every member of Congress, I believe. The Senior Citizens League has been established in 1992 and is one of the nation's largest nonpartisan senior groups. We are here to ensure that you receive the benefits you earned and to help you in any way we can. They say petition to Congress to provide a $1,400 stimulus check to Social Security recipients. It says here the Senior Citizens League will collect both online and print petitions and bring a collective voice to members of Congress, urging them to issue a $1,400 stimulus check to Social Security recipients. It says, "I and/or my spouse want Social Security recipients to receive a $1,400 emergency stimulus check to cope during this unprecedented inflationary year." Social Security benefits are one of the few types of income in retirement adjusted for inflation. But soaring inflation has taken on a toll on household finances of retired and disabled Social Security recipients. In 2021, Social Security benefits increased by only 1.3%, raising the average benefit by only about $20 per month. That average increase is supposed to go up significantly in 2022 for next year by over 6% is supposed to be the increase. I will keep you updated on that in future videos. But about 86% of Social Security recipients surveyed say their expenses increased by much more than that amount. As one of many supporters of TSCL who reside in your constituency, I strongly urge you that now is the time that you must support an emergency $1,400 stimulus check to Social Security recipients. Respectfully signed by this concerned citizen. Their mission statement here from the Senior Citizens League says, with more than 1 million supporters, the Senior Citizens League, the TSCL, is one of the nation's largest nonpartisan senior groups. Our mission is to promote and assist the TSCL members and supporters, to educate and alert senior citizens and their rights and freedoms and U.S. citizens, and to protect and defend benefits earned and paid for by senior citizens. Again, this is a petition to Congress to provide a $1,400 stimulus check to all Social Security recipients, and I believe this also includes SSI, SSDI. These do actually make a difference because if we remember, if we go back to the second stimulus package, the second stimulus check, believe it or not, the second stimulus check package, Congress actually wrote the bill. They drafted the bill, and the entire bill came out, and they did not include a second stimulus check in there. And the outrage came out, and people could not believe it. And there was just mass outrage. And then we had people like Senator Bernie Sanders step up to the plate. And at the time, Republicans were for stimulus. Now, Republicans, for some reason, are not for stimulus. Republicans controlled the Senate and the presidency at the time. Former President Donald Trump was president. Mitch McConnell was in control of the Senate. And we had leaders like Republican Senator Josh Hawley step up to the plate, and we had Republican Senator Josh Hawley and Senator Bernie Sanders step up to the plate and lead the charge. And those two really got the job done and made sure they said they weren't going to vote for the package unless they included a stimulus check in there. And they really had to figure out how to do that because Republicans were dead set on, well, we weren't going to spend more than $1 trillion. So the package was just under $1 trillion. So there wasn't room to make the package larger. So what they did is they took away $160 billion, all of the money that was going to go to states and cities. So states and cities got nothing. They took away all the money from states and cities and just shifted it over to the American people, to you guys, in the form of the second stimulus check, which was $600 for adults and $600 for children. And some people might say, well, that was the smallest stimulus check we ever got. But it was a whole lot better than the big fat zero that they were originally going to get. And in fact, that actually led to the third stimulus check coming out as well, because former President Donald Trump said the second stimulus check actually needed to be larger. And it was supposed to be. Remember, that actually led to former President Donald Trump saying this $600 stimulus check needed to be $2,000, and that led to the $1,400 stimulus check there, which was actually stopped by Mitch McConnell almost singly, which was kind of weird because we had the president of the United States, Donald Trump. He was the president at the time, saying, I want this to be $2,000. He was still president. And Mitch McConnell, who was the leading Republican in the Senate, Donald Trump was a Republican, so they're on the same team. He blocked it. He blocked it. So he blocked his own president's, his own party's command or wishes for a $2,000 stimulus check. It was called the Cash Act. And what was weird is that the House of Representatives passed it. Nancy Pelosi passed it in the House. They sent it over to the Senate, and Mitch McConnell didn't even put it to a vote, even though his own Republican president was the one who called for it. And when you look back on this, it's so weird. And what is even weirder, or if you just look at the events of what happened, is that a week later, we had the Georgia Senate runoff races, which were very, very important. And when we look back at now, what happened is we had two basically, they're called runoff races. They were basically tiebreaker Senate seats, okay? And the Democrats had to win both of those seats to tie the Senate, okay? At the time, the Senate was 50 Republicans and 48 Democrats, okay? And the Democrats had to win both of those tiebreaker seats to tie the Senate 50-50. And the tiebreaker would have went to the Vice President of the United States, who is now Kamala Harris. And a lot of people think that because Mitch McConnell didn't even let that Cash Act, that $1,400 stimulus check that former President Donald Trump wanted, he's the one that brought up the idea in the first place. Mitch McConnell didn't even let it go to a vote. So the majority leader, the leader of the Senate, who's now Chuck Schumer of the Democrats, Mitch McConnell didn't even let it go to a vote. And I remember I was here reporting it to you guys. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I remember counting the votes. I was saying, okay, all the Democrats are going to vote for it. That's 50. Because I was reporting it to you. I was here with you guys every day. I was saying, okay, we only need 10 Republicans. We have Josh Hawley. And I remember counting the votes, and I'm saying, this is going to pass, guys. We're going to get 10 Republicans. Donald Trump is literally calling on Republicans to do it. We're going to get it. We're going to get this $600 check is going to turn into 2,000. Okay. And I'm like, this is going to be awesome. So first of all, a week ago, there was no check in the bill. And these petitions and these senators like Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley have made such a difference that we went from no stimulus check in the bill at all to just a few people demanding that there be a stimulus check in there. They took the money away from states and cities, demanded that there be a check, turned into a $600 check. And then Donald Trump stepped up to the plate and demanded that there be a $2,000 check. The House passed it, and literally in a week time, we went from no stimulus check to a $600 stimulus check, and now they're demanding a $2,000 check. The House passed it, and now Mitch McConnell has it in his ball in the Senate, and then Mitch McConnell single-handedly doesn't let it go to a vote. And I was absolutely flabbergasted. I couldn't even believe it. And then I remember sitting here talking to you guys, and I go, I think that they could lose the Senate because of this. I think that the Republicans could lose the Senate because of this. Because I remember saying this, I go, Mitch McConnell is not going to let them vote. He's not even going to let them vote on this. Like, he's literally going to just send this to his graveyard and let this vote on this. And if he does that, he's going to cost Americans a $1,400 stimulus check for the whole country that his own Republican president, former President Donald Trump, he was president at the time, wants, made national news on. And one person, Mitch McConnell, is going to prevent the whole country from getting this check. And that's what happened. He didn't even let it go to a vote. It would have passed if he let it go to a vote. And it passed the House. So then a few days later, the Georgia runoff races happen. And coincidentally, the Republicans lose both of those seats by the slimmest of slim margins. And literally national headline news stories are, Mitch McConnell blocks $1,400 stimulus checks, and days later, Republicans lose both of these seats by the slimmest of margins. And you got to think to yourself, if Mitch McConnell didn't block that and just let it go to a vote and whatever happens, happens, the check probably passes. First of all, people get that $1,400 check, and former President Donald Trump passes 3 checks. And now let's think about this. If former President Donald Trump passes 3 checks, then Biden comes into office. Now, you know Biden is not going to want to see former President Donald Trump pass 3 checks and Biden's not going to pass 0. You know Biden's not going to come in and pass 0 stimulus checks when his predecessor passed 3. So we legitimately missed out on at least 1 stimulus check per month petition for every American, which has almost 3 million signatures. I have to scroll down here. I'm probably in the corner. Almost 3 million signatures. And when this reaches 3 million, it's at 2.88 million signatures. And when this reaches 3 million signatures, it will become one of the top signed petitions on change.org ever. This will be one of the top petitions ever on change.org, which is a huge organization. And that's 3 million people. That's a lot of people to sign this, right? And remember, Democratic members from Congress themselves have had bills or proposals to raise or to have monthly checks as well. Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren from the Senate have pushed President Biden for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks as well. This particular bill would go until it is declared over, which at this point seems like it's going to be a very, very long time, with average daily positive cases, people testing positive at around 150,000 per day. The other bill from the House of Representatives by Michigan Representative Rashida Tlaib and co-authored by Pramila Jayapal, who's the leader of the Democratic Progressive Caucus, is for a one-time $2,000 stimulus check then followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments that would go until 1 year after the is declared over, is an official bill that has been introduced in the House of Representatives. Again, introduced by the Democrats. We have over 80 Democrats in the House of Representatives that support further direct payments, aka a fourth stimulus check. Again, this is what the Democrats want. So it's very, very possible that something like this could be included in this next package. Whether they call it a fourth stimulus check or we see it under a different type of name, we could see vouchers for Social Security recipients, child tax credits, adult tax credits. We could see various different type of stimulus programs included in this next package as well. We're probably going to see multiple different stimulus programs that could put money in different people's pockets. In fact, President Biden has said in the past that he is open to a fourth stimulus check as well. And honestly, it would raise his approval rating dramatically, with his approval rating being at or near an all-time low after the Afghanistan situation. His approval rating is either at or near an all-time low. So a fourth stimulus check would only help out President Biden's approval rating. So I don't think he would be against it at this point. And he has said in the past he'd be open to a fourth stimulus check. And if Congress wants to put a fourth stimulus check in there, they could. The biggest problem right now is we have people like Senator Joe Manchin who want to have a lower price tag on the package. And we really need a larger price tag on the package to be able to fit all these things in the package. The larger the price tag, near 3 trillion or $3.5 trillion, the more things that can be fit in there, such as forced stimulus check possibility, the possibility of the $600 to $1,000 voucher for seniors to pay for Medicare benefits that they've been talking about over the last few days, which is this headline right here. Senate Democrats could send seniors $1,000 cash vouchers to buy expanded Medicare benefits next year. So if you're on Medicare already, this could literally give you an extra $1,000 in your pocket to help you pay for your Medicare benefits that you're going to pay for already. So if you're going to pay for Medicare already, if you're already on Medicare, this would basically be an extra $1,000 in your pocket because you're already paying for Medicare. So they would give you an extra $1,000 to help you pay for your Medicare benefits. So hey, an extra $1,000 to help you would be an extra $1,000 in your pocket. The Democrats are also proposing renewing the $300 monthly checks, $250 for children ages 6 to 17, and $300 monthly checks for children under the age of 6 to families until 2025. But again, if they this would be until if they could do the package near the $3 to $3.5 trillion price tag. This goes out to about 65 million families. These monthly checks that are $3,000 to $3,600 total for the year. If the price tag gets cut to like $1.5 trillion, they might not be able to extend it that much. They might only be able to extend it for a year, or may have to significantly cut these for children. They say that this takes over 50% of children out of poverty. So it does look like they're trying to fit all sorts of different stimulus type items in there for different groups of people, possibly seniors, possibly children, possibly for people in the middle. They're also talking about tax cuts for all sorts of different groups of people. Of course, not for people making over $400,000. They're going to raise taxes on them and corporations. But there are multiple different stimulus type items in here that are proposed to be in there. And but of course, nothing is set in stone right now. They're working on all these different things, and it's all up for negotiation right now. So yeah, lots of information coming out here literally on an hourly basis. Don't miss any episodes on this at this point. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's literally free to do so. After subscribing, you can click the bell icon if you haven't done yet. That'll give you reminder notifications. Thanks guys, and I will see you in the next video. In the next video. In the next video.